The time for choosing is here.
Today, the House quickly passed a series of crucial funding bills that could now lead to a high-stakes showdown over Mike Johnson's future as Speaker.
Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say no.
In a rare Saturday session, representatives voting on several measures, including 4 key bills. One to send $60 billion to war-torn Ukraine in its fight against Russia. $26 billion for Israel in its war against Hamas, with billions more for humanitarian needs in Gaza.
The bill is passed.
And $8 billion to Taiwan.
The bill is passed.
Also a bill that would force the Chinese company that owns TikTok to sell the popular app or face a ban in the U.S. Each vote passing with a strong bipartisan mix of Democrats and Republicans. In an about-face, Johnson supporting aid to Ukraine after he flew to Mar-a-Lago to seek the former president's blessing last week.
The clock may be ticking on TikTok, with the House passing a bill Saturday afternoon to force the app's Chinese parent company to sell the platform. The measure would give ByteDance 9 months to do that and allow the president to extend that deadline by another 90 days. If it isn't sold by then, TikTok could be banned in the U.S.
Save TikTok!
TikTok has some 170 million active users in the U.S., some of whom have long railed against the possibility of a shutdown of the app.
Call them and tell them to stop the ban.
But this new move in the House looks to have enough support in the Senate that it will reach the president's desk. President Biden was asked about a ban last month.
Mr. President, do you still support banning TikTok? Would you sign that bill?
If they pass it, I'll sign it.
The Biden administration has said the app represents a national security threat, with the owners having close ties to the Chinese government, claims that its CEO has repeatedly denied. TikTok has been banned on federal government devices, but...
Trump or Biden?
Are you kidding?
The Biden presidential campaign has an active account, a space to interact with younger potential voters.
On the first question, the reports that you've seen, I'm not going to speak to that, except to say that the United States has not been involved in any offensive operations. What we're focused on, what the G7 is focused on, and again, it's reflected in our statement and in our conversation, is our work to de-escalate tensions, to de-escalate from any potential conflict. You saw Israel on the receiving end of an unprecedented attack, but our focus has been on, of course, making sure that Israel can effectively defend itself, but also de-escalating tensions, avoiding conflict, and that remains our focus. Again, I'm not going to speak to anything other than to say we were not involved in any offensive operations.
Tonight, the full jury of 12 people and 6 alternates officially sworn in to hear the hush-money trial of former President Trump. But it was a chaotic and disturbing scene just across the street from the courthouse steps, putting everyone on edge. Video capturing a man setting himself on fire in the park area reserved for protesters. Bright orange flames engulfing his body shortly after 1:30.
I heard someone scream, "He's going to set himself on fire." I turned around and I saw a man dump liquid on himself, on his face, and he immediately lit himself with a lighter or something. And everyone was screaming. There were some frantic moments as police looked for a fire extinguisher.
Police managing to extinguish the blaze after several minutes before an ambulance arrived to take him to the hospital in critical condition. His exact motivation tonight, unclear.
The campaign touting the endorsement of 15 Kennedy family members, even though one of their own, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., is running against him as an independent.
The best way forward for America is to re-elect Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to 4 more years.
Responding to his family's endorsement of his opponent, today RFK Jr. posted on social media, "We are divided in our opinions, but united in our love for each other." The environmental lawyer and anti-vaccine activist first ran as a Democrat. Now, Kennedy's independent campaign is polling above 10% in a few key swing states, where Biden is also trailing Trump. Democrats are aggressively attacking third-party candidates like Kennedy, whom they view as a threat to President Biden's re-election, people involved tell NBC News. Though it's not clear which candidate, President Biden or former President Trump, would lose more votes to RFK Jr. Kennedy told NBC's Vaughn Hilliard this in February.
I hope to draw equal numbers from both of them.